Happy October, guys! It's Kathleen Hart here, back in Little Piece of Heart Kitchen, and I'm so excited that it's fall because I've been craving comfort food like nobody's business. And I decided the other day to test out one of these recipes that I've kind of been craving, and I tested it. It came out amazing, and I'm like, I need to film this, and you guys need to make it too because it's phenomenal. And without further ado, it is Chicken Alfredo Rollatini. I know, right? Sounds amazing. Believe me, it tastes even better than it sounds. And right now I'm gonna show you a little sneak peek of what my dinner plate is gonna look like when I'm eating this. Take a look. Glorious comfort food is minutes away for you. Just a little bit longer for me as I prepare this so I can show you guys. The first thing I want to do is just show you all the ingredients. They're right in front of me. It's really not that many, and I'm taking a shortcut. I'm going to be using jarred Alfredo sauce for bringing this all together. Now, I have an Alfredo sauce on my blog already. It's for a lemon Alfredo sauce. It's great. It's amazing. But you know what? Jarred Alfredo sauce is just as good, you know? So if you want to take a shortcut like I'm doing tonight, by all means, grab your favorite jarred Alfredo sauce. Just check the carbs, just to be sure. Alfredo usually is low carb because it's like cream and it's cheeses, so it's usually pretty good, but just check just in case. So that being said, let's start at the Alfredo sauce. I have it right here. I have a eggplant, medium-sized eggplant here. That's what we're going to be using for the roll of the rollatini. In this bowl, I have some whole milk ricotta cheese and also some mozzarella cheese. That's going to be for part of our filling. And then the rest of our filling is going to be one egg, a little bit of broccoli, because chicken Alfredo broccoli goes hand in hand, a little bit of water, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with that with the broccoli in just a second. You need some shredded chicken, tongue twister, and I'm using a rotisserie chicken today, but I used it the other day. I used some chicken that I had in my fridge just from the night before that I had baked in the oven. That works great too. It is whatever you have for cooked chicken. Spices, we have onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, salt and pepper on the end, and a little bit of red pepper flake in the front. This is not going to be spicy. You can leave the red pepper flake out though if you are serving kids or if you do not want it. Then for the garnish before we throw it in the oven, I'm going to use the sauce obviously, and then some more mozzarella cheese. And then after it comes off, I have some crispy cooked bacon here. They're lucky that there's any in here because I've been eating it. And then a little bit of chive. I think, you know, when you think of a comfort food Italian style, you think, especially Alfredo, you think like parsley. But chives and bacon on top of this with the chicken and the broccoli, out of this world, still staying low carb, you have to try it. So first things first, we have to prep the eggplant. So what I'm going to do is use a mandolin to cut this, and then I'll, do a little bit of a fast forward right now for you guys. I'm going to do the mandolin, slice it thin to 1/4 inch thin, and if you don't have a mandolin, don't worry, just cut it thin. I'm going to put it on my baking sheet. I'm going to bake it in the oven, 375 for about 8 minutes. They're kind of thin, so all we're doing here is baking it just to release some of the moisture and make it so that the pieces are very pliable. So here we go. Let's do it. So now that my eggplant is in the oven, we are going to start prepping the broccoli. Now, this is raw broccoli that I just cut into really small florets. And the reason I did that is because this is going to be mixed in with our filling. So what I want to do is just soften this a little bit. And the quickest way to do it, especially if you only have a little bit of an amount, it doesn't make sense to boil water on the stove and do all that. It's easier than that. All you do is take an oven-safe bowl. And I like this bowl. This is perfect because it's just a little bit of a bowl. It's not like a huge, soup bowl. And what I'm going to do is just pour a little bit of water on top. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a tablespoon. And then this is going to go in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. And then once it's done, I'm going to bring it right back here and we're going to mix the filling together. So I'm going to put this in the microwave for 1.5 minutes. So as you can see, my broccoli is nice and soft now. Just takes a little bit just to take that crunch out of it because we want to soften it a little bit before it goes in with the filling. So let's put everything in the bowl and mix together. Like I said, I have ricotta cheese and mozzarella cheese in here. And I just want to mix that around just to get it incorporated with each other. Then I'm going to go in with my, I'm going to go in with my chicken first. And it might seem like a lot of chicken, but this is going to make 8 roll-ups. So that's why I had 8 pieces of eggplant. So look at that filling. It's definitely gonna be chicken Alfredo, which is great. Now to this, I wanna start to flavor the cheeses. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit of my Alfredo sauce, and I'm just gonna put it right in, just to reinforce that flavor and to flavor up the chicken a little bit too. Okay, and then I'm gonna add in all of my spices right in there. And I didn't add the broccoli yet because I don't want it to all break apart. So I'm gonna add that in and fold it in just a second. First, I just wanna get all these spices incorporated with the chicken and the cheese. Now at this point, I know this is gonna taste good, but I'm gonna taste it anyway because sometimes you want more salt or more pepper and things like that. So I'm just gonna taste a little bit of the filling just to make sure we're good before I add in the broccoli and the egg. Make sure you taste before you add the egg in. We're in business, guys. All right. Oh, my eggplant's done. I'm gonna grab that. Eggplant is cooling, as you can see behind me. We don't wanna roll it up yet. We'll burn our fingers. So let's get back to the filling. I tasted it, tastes great. So I want to go ahead and add my egg in, actually. I was about to do the broccoli, I'm ahead of myself. I wanna take my egg and just lightly beat it together because I want it to already be all incorporated before I add it in. It just makes more sense that way. Instead of trying to mix the egg and then you don't want like egg white mixed in with no yolk. Perfect. Goes in. All right, we're gonna give this another mix. And make sure to mix the egg in really well. It might take a few extra seconds to get this egg all incorporated. That looks good. And last, we are gonna add in our broccoli. And all my water evaporated when I microwaved it. If yours didn't, make sure you drain it first because you don't want any more extra water in here. And you're just gonna fold this gently until the broccoli and everything is combined. All right, and that is our filling. So what we're gonna do now is just give a couple more seconds to the eggplant until it cools off just slightly. Then we're gonna get to rolling and assembling, baking, eating. All right, we are ready. So first things first, we gotta put a little bit of something in the bottom of our casserole dish. Now, I like to just use a little bit of sauce, and we're gonna put it in the bottom, and then we're just gonna create a nice little bed of sauce for the eggplant rollatini to sit on top of. You don't need a ton, maybe 1/3 of a cup. And then the rest of the sauce, you'll see, we're gonna spoon a little bit on top of each roll after we roll them and put them in here. And then the rest, you can just heat up on the stove and serve with the rollatini. It's perfect that way. So I'm gonna get started with assembling my rolls. Let's do this one first. Now this is how I like to do them. Now they are thin, so be careful. And if there's little holes in them, it's totally fine. This filling is going to stay put, so don't worry. Now you wanna take a nice scoop of filling, put it right there. And then what I like to do with the back of my spoon is kind of make a thin layer. Maybe a little bit more broccoli in that one. That. Okay, leave a little here with no filling on it, and I'll show you why. When you roll it, you want to do it very gently. Nope, you don't have to push down, and then like that. Perfect. Now this seam side down, this would be the seam where I ended, is going to go right into the casserole, and I am going to make 7 more, and then I'll show you how I like to top them before I put them into the oven. So we're all assembled. My oven's at 375, which is exactly where I want it to be. That's why it's great that the eggplant needed to bake at that temperature too. So what we're gonna do now, I like to take a little bit of the Alfredo and spoon it right on top of each piece of eggplant. Not a lot, just like a little spoonful, and then just spread it around with the back of the spoon, because this will give the cheese something to stick to. Otherwise it just kind of falls off the eggplant. So I'm gonna do that in a nice layer. Guys, I'm so hungry. This literally looks amazing. To this, I'm gonna take a little bit of extra mozzarella cheese. You could also put some Parmesan on here if you want, but I'm gonna save that for garnishing because that's just how I like to eat it, but whatever you like, do it up. All right. As much cheese as you want. It is a rollatini after all, and we do have it cheese stuffed, so at this point, go all out if you really want to. Okay, that looks great. So what I'm gonna do now, pop this into the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. I'm gonna keep my eye on it. What I want it to be doing is getting nice and bubbly, and I want that cheese on top, that mozzarella, to get nice and like a little bit of golden brown spots on it. So once it gets to that point, I'm going to be very patient, take it out of the oven and let it sit for 5 minutes. Because if you don't do that, not only will you burn your mouth, but the filling is gonna ooze all over the place. We wanna give the filling a chance to just, you know, cool down a little bit, just so that it can just stay together. So after I wait patiently, I will plate this, show you how I like to garnish it with my bacon, if there's any left, and some chives, and then I'll taste it for you guys, and we'll, you know, then you're gonna be clicking on the recipe and making it yourself. So, be right back. We're all ready to go, guys. I waited patiently. This looks glorious. And actually, I'll tell you exactly what I did. This was in the oven for a half an hour, 30 minutes, and then what I did is I popped it under the broiler just to get that cheese all nice and browned for 2 minutes. But watch yours carefully. Your oven might be hotter than mine, you never know. So 30 minutes, see how it looks, and then if it's still not golden brown, pop it under your broiler. My mouth's watering. Let's go. I'm gonna take one of these and I'm gonna plate it up for you and just show you how I like to serve it. Hold on. Cheese stuck to the side. There we go. Look at how great that stays together. Isn't that so gorgeous? No noodles. And actually, I'm gonna pause for a second because I forgot to take a little bit of Alfredo sauce. This is how I like to serve it. And put it right in the bottom of my plate, just like that. And then I'm gonna put my rollatini right on top. Gorgeous. Then lick my fingers. Oh, so good. Oh my gosh, okay. Let's speed this along, I gotta eat. Take a little bit of bacon, crumble that right on top like that. And then a little pop of green, a little bit of chives. How amazing. Take a look at this. We're diving into this. Oh my goodness. All right. Look at that filling. Look at how great it stays together. We're not oozing out. That's really important to let it sit. Even if you don't want to. Just try as hard as you can to be patient. Okay. Get my knife. Go. Okay. I'm going in for this big bite, and I don't care who knows it. A little hot still. This is money. I'm telling you right now. If you like chicken Alfredo, if you like rollatini, if you're on a low carb diet, if you just want to skip the pasta tonight, you have to make this. It's so good. Perfect for fall. Perfect for any time of the year, really. But since it's fall, I'm saying it's perfect for fall. So, click the link below. I'm going to put the link to my blog post. Find the recipe. Try it out. If you do, let me know how you like it. And please, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a lot more products that I like that are low carb. You know, different little how-to videos about cooking. And, of course, low carb recipes. So, I'll see you guys next time. And please, make this comfort food to the max.